Hi, thank you for checking out my channel and the Persona Rerun project. If you are enjoying it, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and share it with any friends who might be interested in Persona. I am also live on Twitch at twitch.tv/MacTheVoid, as well as have a coffee. Outside of that, in the comments, I'm specifically looking for suggestions on how to play the Persona 3 DLC, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, and Persona 5 Strikers in a similar type of format. I've never played those ones before, so please be spoiler free on your suggestions, but I'd like to start preparing for the next leg of this journey, so any suggestions would be appreciated. Otherwise, we'll get right into it. Thanks. Second semester midterm exams begin today and will last for 5 days. This question seems familiar. The hormone dopamine is related to our sense of accomplishment. Name a symptom of its overproduction. Addiction. Oh, Mackin, my apologies. My apologize. Oh my god. My apologies for messaging you so early in the morning. Things have calmed down a bit at home, so I thought there's something I need to tell you. Are you alright? Yes. Thank you. There's actually something that's caught my attention. You need to discuss it with everyone, though. We should meet at the hideout after school.
Looks like Haru is managing. Somehow. Alright. Let's meet up with everyone after school.
Was Okamura murdered? But that was a live broadcast, wasn't it? It wasn't an illness, then it has to be murder. Did something happen to the honor student? She seems different now. Still, I feel bad for him going out like that. Like, suddenly bringing up Kasumi, like, why? Like, why?
Preparations are finally in place. The public has praised them as allies of justice before they strike them back to the ground. Now then, she'll be next. Yes, I've already spoken to Human Resources about it. It will be a heavy responsibility, but I'm certain it'd be an honor for her. The culprits behind the mental shutdown cases she's been pursuing all this time. Indeed. They'll become the criminals we've set them up to be, just as you instructed.
We must build a society in which the young can be hopeful of a brighter tomorrow.
It's so damn loud.
Where's Haru?
She's the one that called us, so she'll show up eventually.
Well, even though things have calmed down, she must be occupied with what happened to her father. Wait, what?
What's up?
People are posting that we killed President Okumura.
Yeah, what did you think was gonna happen? People thought it, like, even before the calling card, people at her school thought we killed the principal. What are you talking about? Of course people thought that. Why is everyone surprised by that?
What?
Think about it. The CEO collapsed the way he did during an apology conference that our group caused.
Yeah, exactly.
Still! You were raving about us so much, and now they just treat us like murderers?
What a lightning fast change of attitude.
I mean, it's probably not the
They
same
don't know a damn
people.
thing about our situation.
Listen, here's a thing that, like, continuously pisses me off. Like when people frame it this way, and like they're framing it this way too, is like when they treat like public consensus as a singular entity, right? Like people would be like, oh, like on Reddit, you can say XYZ thing, and then you'll flip it around and say the other thing, and people will agree or whatever. Right, of like, oh, you say XYZ thing, and the same people who say no to that will say yes to this or whatever. And it's like, it's literally not the same people. Like that's a platform where multiple people, multiple opinions exist, and it's different people speaking up. Like an innocuous version of this is like the like on Formula One Reddits and stuff. You know, Lando Norris, like we made fun of like some of the fans at the beginning of like, oh, the only thing Max is afraid of is Lando Norris, and it's like, wait till he has a win. Now he has like 2 or 3, right? Let's see, Miami, and then Spa, and then he won in Singapore. So yeah, 3 wins altogether, right? Like in his entire career. But like now he has a car that might win the championship. You know, it would be hard, and you know, we'll see. He has to have a certain amount of luck to go his way as well. But like the people were like, oh, you know, he can't do this, and then he gets a win, and then he does this, and people are like, oh, he's great, and he's gonna be a world champion, and we love him. And then like he has the failed start where people get the jump on him and they end up winning, and it's like, see, he's a choke artist or whatever. And some people are like, oh yeah, you know, Formula One flips its opinion on him like to the most recent thing, and like whatever's happened most recently, the same people who said that he's going to be a future world champion are saying he's a choke artist now. And it's like, no, if you look, it's different people. I've always said he was the choke artist. I never thought he was good enough. like he's only ever won races where his car is dominant. Like anytime it's like a hard race, he's lost. Like I don't know. But like I've always had that opinion, right? But I'm also not someone to harsh someone's fun or like stick my dick in the hornet's nest of being like, oh, in this pro Lando post or whatever, I'm going to be like, no, he sucks, he's a choke artist, and you know, the few people who do that are downvoted to oblivion. But like when we see these opinions and then they're posted and we're like, oh yeah, I agree with this opinion, I'll say that, but I'm a different person than the person who said he's gonna be a world champion. Like people who consider different things and facets of public opinion as a monolith without realizing it's made up of individuals who hold different opinions. Like a lot of people were probably undecided about the Phantom Thieves, right? Of like, oh, I don't know, because it is weird to have someone under mind control, even if it is like for like to expose their crimes, right? Like, and then someone dies from it. Yeah, of course they're gonna be like, hey, this fucking sucks. Then there's gonna be people who are always against it, being like, hey, them controlling people is really bad either way, even if it is for the good of like revealing their crimes. Having that kind of control over someone's mentality is a bad thing, right? Just inherently, which is a little bit more where I think that's a bad thing to let any people have the power of, but at the same time, sometimes I understand it, right? Like I'd probably be in the middle about them, but like those are all different people. So like the people who say, oh, they're probably murderers now, aren't likely the people who are like, oh yeah, they're definitely allies of justice. It was probably the people who were like either undecided or were largely against us. And now that there is a weakness in our armor, the people who weren't happy about us, even in the sense of like, oh, I'm tired of hearing about them and didn't care about the morality of the thing, now have an avenue to go down to speak out against, and we'll look up our website and start voting on it. We'll do this, where before it was like, oh, well, I don't really like this, but I'm not about to, you know, ruffle anyone's feathers about it, because like, you know, ultimately what did it matter? But now it's like, oh, okay, now the thing I like is happening, and I can speak out against it and be part of that, right? Now, like with big social issues, people will do that same exact thing. You know, I'm usually generally pretty vocal about what I believe, whether or not it's like the good or a good time or not to say stuff like that, right? So, but yeah, it's there's plenty of people who believe in the right things or the wrong things, but won't say it because they don't believe in it so firmly that they're willing to start a fight about it, you know? And so like the second that you're able to be like, oh, see, I was right, that's a different mentality, and those people can speak up. It is a different set of people speaking up. Now some of those people probably did change their minds when they saw that, of being like, oh, I thought they were allies of justice and they just murdered someone on live TV, and may have changed their minds, right? But like, also, like, Ryuji is saying they don't know a damn thing about our situation. That's true of like literally anything we see online of what someone's going through, right? But we all still have a fucking opinion about it, don't we? And like, to a degree, this is our fault of like putting out polls of being like, hey, do you think we're just, hey, we're like I know that that's Mishima and that's not necessarily directly related to us, but like we have a direct connection to Mishima. We have a direct connection to the website. We use the website for our like to get requests and stuff. So it's not, we've tacitly endorsed that website that is putting up these opinion polls and doing social media for us. And once you're putting yourself into that social media platform and putting these opinions forward and pushing your agenda, and like I know people have a bad connotation with like, oh, someone's pushing an agenda or whatever, like either way, but like especially like, you know, right-wing idiots we'll say that, but literally every fucking person has an agenda. Every person has a political opinion. Even if your opinion is apolitical, that is in and of itself a political opinion, right? Like, and everything you do and everything you create and everything you have like is pushing your own internal agenda, even if you don't realize that, right? Like where like you're following the thing that you want to happen is why you're doing XYZ thing, right? Now, some people don't have full control over themselves, have, you know, neural atypical, you know, problems with like either self-control or like, you know, bipolar like mania and depression, like don't necessarily have like that same like, oh, I'm doing this because I want to and have a thing that I want to achieve. But like even in those states, like if you're having a conversation with someone, like your whole thing is like, I want to have this conversation, even if you don't realize it, to whether it's to see how they're doing, because your agenda is to, your literal agenda is to make sure your friends are okay, and that is an agenda, and it's not a bad thing. Right? But anyway, so like I diverted really heavily with that whole tangent, but like the point is like they were pushing their thing forward of, hey, aren't we we want to know your guys' opinions on what we can do to prove our justice to the world, right? That's been their thing, is we're proving our justice and getting feedback. But once you're putting that feedback out there, no one's gonna know the entire situation behind the scenes for what went wrong. What they don't know a damn thing about our situation. Who fucking cares? You're the ones who put it out there to be consumed by the public. You're the ones who are engaging with it. Like earlier they were complaining about it being seen as entertainment, but they're the ones who are putting it out. Like if they just did this and they didn't have the website and no one was pushing that, and people turned it into their own thing, I could see that being something to complain about. But they have this website that are doing polls and getting caught up in the hype and the momentum and like creating momentum and having, and that is part of the burden of being part of this, right? Like I'm putting stuff out onto YouTube aware that, like, you know, I'm putting out these opinions. I'm saying this exact thing right now and putting these parts of me out there to be consumed as entertainment or as, you know, thought pieces or whatever. So I don't get to be upset once I put it out there in that context, right? If I made a whole ass political dissertation and put it out there and on social media and put that and push that, I don't get to be upset that people turned it into a t-shirt. You know, or like, I guess I get to be upset in the fact that they're merchandising something I did, but that's the capitalist side. That's bullshit anyways. But like, in terms of like, oh, it's turned into entertainment rather than the message I was pushing, can be upsetting, but you're engaging with it in the form of entertainment in the first fucking place. If you're in it for the spirit of changing the world itself, without engaging in the social aspect of that, then you shouldn't have done the website in the first place to give these people that connection to you. You know? I don't know. Did any of that make sense?
Calm down. Not everyone is necessarily saying that.
But there's no way to vindicate ourselves.
Haru! I'm sorry I'm late. I'm the one who asked you all to make time for me too.
God, she's
My
so
condolences.
perfect.
Must be rough.
What a sweetheart.
I'm okay now. I called everyone together because there was something worrying me. Did you all target the principal?
Okay, so here's the thing. Like, also, she's like, she shows up, she apologizes for being late. She has reason to suspect that they killed someone before, but didn't tell her about it. And she's willing to be like, let's meet up at the hideout and directly confront them about it, rather than being like messaging about it and hiding herself away and like questioning these people. Like, she's like, I'm going to tell you face to face that they think that you killed the principal, and I'm going to directly confront you, because if they did kill the principal, that makes them a lot scarier than you know. It takes real guts to confront them directly about that. And like, she started the conversation by being like, yeah, I'm sorry I'm late. I asked you guys, my bad, right? Like, God, she's so perfect.
Huh? The principal? You mean ours?
Yes. What makes you say that? Yesterday, a public prosecutor came to my home. It was a woman named Nijima-san.
That's...
I overheard her saying a calling card was found in the principal's office. Considering that this was right after what happened, it's got to be Shujin's.
It's the first I've heard of it.
Doesn't this all seem weird to you? It may just be my imagination, but I feel as if things are escalating far too quickly after President Okumura's incident.
I mean, he was a billionaire who just got murdered on live TV.
Perhaps
I
We
mean,
may
you're
have been
right,
set
but
up
that's
by the
also
real
not
culprit.
the reasoning that you should have for that.
real?
A billionaire got murked on live
be.
TV. There's no way
We
that
need to
doesn't
catch them
escalate
as
quickly.
soon as possible.
Hold a moment. Can we assume we've been set up, though? We don't even know their objective.
Also, we
What
did
else
not
are
do
we
a good
supposed to
job
do
convincing
then?
Haru that we weren't
all
involved.
calm down for a moment.
Though, like, this
From
feels
what
very
Haru
real.
said, even the police are suspecting that the Phantom Thieves are murderers.
Okay, this feels very real and would probably do better to convince her anyways. They didn't do a good job convincing her that they didn't target the principal, but the fact that immediately they're like, okay, we didn't target the principal, this happened, and they all know that as a group. So they're already moving on to the next thing of like, oh, hey, we're set up. How do we solve this? Like, you know, so it actually makes sense. Like, their tracks of mind would be on that without like their tracks of mind convincing Haru that they didn't do it, because they are actually innocent. I actually really like that. And I stopped to clarify that I actually really like that, and that I think that's a very realistic way of doing it, because I initially was like, oh, they didn't do a good job convincing Haru. But then I realized, well, no, they wouldn't do a good job convincing Haru, which would ultimately actually convince her even more.
It wouldn't be wise to carelessly make a move at the moment. We need to act as normal students for now. In addition, we have midterms next week.
Exams? At a time like this? I envy you, Futaba. Futaba?
Got something on my mind. Gonna go home and look into it. I wonder what that could be. At any rate, we need to behave and not draw attention to ourselves. Understood?
Also, Haru didn't nod there. It's like she's still processing and trying to decide whether she believes us, which again, I really like. Don't tell me the Phantom Thieves did that to President Okumura. They're heroes. They would never do that. I'd be disappointed if they just turned out to be criminals. It has to be some kind of trick. They would never do that. I can't think of any other explanation. That has to be it. Also, like, I don't know. Maybe it's because of the way it was set up, but like, I remember when those dumbass billionaires went and killed themselves in the submarine, and everybody making jokes about that, which, you know, I fully support. Some people being very pissed, like, oh, that's a human life. But like, so many people were like, they're billionaires who made a bad decision and ended up dying. Like, my empathy for that is very low. Like it's hard to. I'm only reminded because one of the people in the comments just right there is like, gotta break a few eggs, right? And like another one was like, oh yeah, oh, what did the other comment say? Like, can't seem too upset or something like that. Dim Fairweather fans, yeah, like some of the people are really being like, yeah, you know. Yeah, I'm actually okay with this, lol. Like that's rough because it is a very real person, and we see the daughter and how that has an effect on her as a person, and that sucks. But like, I can't believe there's not more people who are like, he's a fucking billionaire, and we're kind of vicariously, or not vicariously, but like the Schadenfreude of it, right? Of good riddance, right? Of like, I guess it is different because like, the billionaires died because of them being stupid rather than being fucking murdered. So maybe that does make a difference. All right, I'm running to Russian. See, this is a weird cut here.
For real?
They found a calling card on the principal? But that's impossible. This is ridiculous. Why are people doubting the Phantom Thieves over what happened to President Okumura? They'd never do such a thing, isn't that right? It could have been them. That's supposed to be some kind of joke. The Phantom Thieves are allies of justice. There's no way they'd ever do something so horrible. Anyway, it seems like everyone's forgotten all that they've done up to this point. Again, no, even in that last thing, we saw multiple comments being like, it's fine. I mean, I guess no one's really doubting that they did it. Some people are. So like,
Mishima is a bit narrow-sighted, but he's a good person deep down. We can't betray him.
I would. In a heartbeat.
Nice.
Mishima sucks. Don't at me.
Hey.
What does not... Like, going out for a bit is not... Oh my god, whatever.
Hey! Yep.
Make sure your clothes up.
Hi!
Yeah, please brew me some coffee. Thank you.
I can see it.
Oh!
If you try to save both the mother and the baby, you'll lose them both. Or I could save them both. I can do this.
That's
You
such
need to trust
You'll lose
me.
them both. Or I will save them both. Like, it's so dumb. I love it. Because that is what a lot of these shows boil down to.
Incredible.
Wow, this guy just doesn't have the word surrender in his dictionary, does he?
Oh!
So we finished watching ICU, huh? Jeez, I'm so far behind. I'm being kind, I guess.
Okay.
Let's go return the DVD soon.
Well then.
Thank you for waiting. Here you go. Alright, I'll see you later. Oh, Mekan. My apologies for messaging you so early in the morning. Things have calmed down a bit at home, so I thought there's something I need to tell you. Are you alright? Yes, thank you. Yeah, we're gonna discuss it with everyone. Was Okamura murdered? But that was a live broadcast, wasn't it? If it wasn't an illness, then it has to be murder. He kinda deserved to die anyway. Still, I feel bad for him going out like that.
With this, preparations are finally in place.
We must build a society in which the young can be hopeful of a brighter tomorrow. And
For real? Hey!
Ah, okay. You ever hear students talking? Yeah, midterms start tomorrow, but I feel so lazy. Can't believe you're so hardcore about studying for the exams, Senpai. Are you sure you're gonna need to do all this stuff in the future? Well, you probably won't. By the way, would you not say the word lazy around me, especially this early in the morning? Whatever. After exams, we still have the Culture Festival. There are more first-year students this year, so the festival could be more fun than it was last year. So there's a problem here who tried to... so there's a teacher here who tried to put a problem on the test involving a student's bus waist hip measurements. I won't say who, but isn't that just wrong? I mean, who cares about a high school girl's measurements? It would have been much more interesting if they were mine, huh? No, both options are bad. But man, middle-aged dudes are so perverted. You can feel them looking at me in the faculty lounge. You're also perverted. I think that just hits in the middle age anyways. By the way, speaking of middle-aged men, there's a cute little fish called Oji-san. Isn't that a cute name? Too bad there's no fish called the Oba-san. I guess that's because no matter how old we get, women are still women. Oh, Mekan, were you listening to what I just said? What kind of fish was I just talking about? Oh, Oji-san. It's actually called the goatfish, but it's commonly referred to the Oji-san. It's because because it has no whiskers and looks like a middle-aged man. I want you to remember that, so I'll be putting on the test that starts tomorrow. Thanks for telling us the thing that's in the test tomorrow. Tell me why you did it. Come on, where is she? Why can't I hang out with her? I definitely talked to Ko about the types of girls he likes, right?
Yo.
I know it's probably a bad idea to feed stray animals, but I'm glad you did it anyway. Well, please take this as my thanks for being so compassionate. The book I've been reading that suggested not feeding that cat was a little harsh. You should read it too. Maybe you'll only learn useless advice though. Oh, hi. Can we hang out now? Thank you for saving me. I apologize, but I have something I want to think about. The rumor about the suspicious man who's spotting at the shopping district. We have bigger fish to fry. Suspicious man in the shopping district. Okay. I can only do my best. This is all I can do for her. This is the least I can do. Is it you? Are you the suspicious man? Councilman something Taro? Alright, you'll actually level up so we can hang out.
Yes.
You're back.
Alright, let's go. Let's go. Innova Municipal Hospital, empty hospital room. Sayoko asked you to come here.
I'm sorry.
You're already done with work today, aren't you? I wanted to say goodbye. Goodbye? I'm leaving this hospital today. Sayoko looked you straight in the eyes. I grew to hate hospitals. All the life and death. In the end, everyone leaves, leaving me behind. I was so lonely. Then I remembered that I wanted to help. I became a nurse because I wanted to save people's lives. I didn't see that it was such as simple as that. No, I probably didn't want to see it. And to me, that one who would show me, and to think that the one who would show me his hand, oh my fucking god. I keep skipping lines. I have like up and down dyslexia. Like what the fuck? And to think that the one who would show me this is just some kid with a rag in his hand. I tend to go for older, rich men, and I landed a child. So, I'm going. I'm gonna find the path I gave up on. I thought I couldn't do it, but I will walk that road. I'm going to be my own guide. Thinking, walking, taking responsibility for myself. Once I've done that, I think I can finally say that I've truly lived.
Will you take this?
Oh, yep.
I give you the person I was when I was here.
I'm gonna say this. It's as much to myself as it is to you.
What's right? What you should choose to do in life. The answers to those things lie within you. So long.
You just had to go home. The second semester midterms begin today and last for 5 days. This question seems familiar. What is the #1 source of stress for women? Wait, this seems familiar? I don't recall this one. It's a chemistry thing? I mean, I would assume it's spouses, right? You would think maybe I'm on Reddit too much. I'm gonna go with my gut. I sat here thinking them through, and it's like society is probably the real answer but like I don't think that's the answer people would put down, right? Because like our societal structure is what like both allow like pressures women into marrying when people that they shouldn't, as well as like pressures husbands and other spouses to act in ways that is stressful, that maybe they wouldn't normally act as like, so they could fulfill their like societal expectations of what a husband or, you know, quote unquote head of house looks like. Like that stems from societal problems, right? Like that stems from like the way that we like condition and socialize people. But like I don't think that would be the answer people would write down. I think that the answer that they'd write down is like the more immediate symptom of the thing, which is their husbands, right? I don't recall that being brought up at all, though. Oh, fuck. This question seems familiar. I remember this one.